Hi everyone, this is me, Moonlight Guidance. This is a safe space where you are always very welcome. We're going to have a look and see what is coming through for your reading and what messages I can give to you. Alright, so let's take a look, and I just want to mention, if ever you want to purchase a personal service, like a personal tarot reading with me, or a ritual which works on healing so that your intention happens, or any of the handmade intention items, there are thousands of 5-star reviews at the bottom of my website, which is shopmoonlightguidance.com, and everything is always linked down below. Okay, so I just thought I'd mention that, but let's begin with your reading and see exactly what is coming through. So you are feeling very uneasy right now. 10 of Swords definitely shows a lot of stress. I feel like you have been backstabbed, and you know what it's like to have gone through that, where you have been so greatly disappointed that you kind of almost know the workings of how another person might do it to you again, if that makes sense. So you kind of know the steps and stages, and I do feel that you're very, very protective of your energy right now. You really don't want to share a lot of your energy. You don't want to share a lot of things, with people or maybe even online. You just really want to keep to yourself because you just don't feel right, and you may also be feeling very uneasy as well, like, you want to take some time off to rest, but in that rest you feel so uneasy, or you think to yourself, actually, maybe I should go to sleep, and then when you're trying to sleep, you just feel so uneasy. It's like this knot and something doing rounds in your stomach, and it's just like this really uneasy feeling that you have, and then you think to yourself, well, maybe I'll be productive and do something else, and then you still have that really uneasy feeling, and it's just this constant uneasy feeling that you have, which is really overwhelming for you, and it feels very frustrating for you, and you don't oftentimes know how to kind of get through that, if that makes sense. So that's really what I am picking up on here, especially with the Page of Swords and also the Hanged Man as well. You're just trying to rest but also stay proactive. You're trying to find a balance in your life, but you feel really uneasy. What is the cause of this uneasiness? We have the Fool here. And we have the Nine of Cups. So the uneasiness here can be you just thinking about somebody else's actions, basically. And I feel like it's almost like you're really uneasy. Now, some of you might be in a situation where you're thinking, like, is this person seeing somebody else, or are they dating somebody else, or are they spending time with somebody else? And for some of you, it could be, a friend sort of backstabbing you and then spending more time with someone else when they were supposed to spend time with you, or telling you that they are busy when they are not, and things like that. So I feel like your gut here is correct. Now, I know that obviously doesn't sound great, but stick with me because there's an important message with it that comes. It basically shows here with the Nine of Swords that stressing yourself out over a situation you cannot control is so detrimental to your emotional health that it really doesn't help you. Your gut is correct, but try to control the things that you can control. Try not to control things out of your control, because that will just further hinder your emotional state of mind and make you honestly feel like you're going crazy. Like, it really will. It's not going to help. Of course, you are emotionally valid to think about the things that you think of, but when it gets to a point where it's too much, that's where you have to really sort of pull back and realize that, I'm not in control of that person's life. They are, doing things that are hurtful. They are doing things that are not great. And it's really important to accept rather than making excuses for a person's bad behavior towards you. Okay, I do feel here that there is a person who is really going to be learning lessons. Now is a time for them to learn lessons. And what is going to happen is a bit of a plot twist, okay? Yes, I do feel like this person will disappoint you with their actions and their words, and perhaps they will not be that great to you, because we do see here the 10 of Wands, which also triggers the Moon card, which shows here that they will not do something very nice to you. However, it's a big learning lesson that the universe has had to put into their life so that they could learn a lesson and not do it ever again. Okay, so that's what I see here, is that the universe is putting such a big lesson into their life right now, but that's not your battle. That's not something that you have to try and fix and figure out for the other person. It's actually their battle to go through, their battle to learn, right? It can be so simple as them making a mistake and not being nice to you, or saying that they're busy and kind of just doing something else, and then actually realizing whenever they go and do that thing, whatever they do, right, that actually that didn't make them feel good. They could get into some serious trouble doing whatever that is anyways. They could get into some health problems doing that particular thing, and it makes them realize, oh my God, I'm never going to do this again. I can't believe I did that. And then I didn't give you adequate amounts of time and energy, and instead I chose to do that. And it really just makes them so sad. Like, they will never want to go in that direction again. So it's a big, big learning lesson where this person disappoints you. You know, they could set up a date and a time to meet you, and then they just don't, and they go and do something else. And then, you know, when they're doing something else, for example, I'm just giving you an analogy of sort of what I see happening here. It's going to resonate with people in different ways, but when they're going and doing that thing, they could get into like serious trouble. Something could go really bad. They could make a really stupid decision that they come to regret for life, you know, and they just hate. So, and then it makes them realize, like, no, I should have stuck with my plans. I should have gone out with you. I should have been stable. I should have been mature. I should have been the bigger person. So it's almost like, you know, your gut feeling is right, you know, that this person isn't the most stable. They're not the most trustworthy. It's important to live in that sort of acceptance mode of accepting that and sort of going based off their actions, and trying not to, you know, fix the entire situation. But all is not as it seems, because whatever they do to sort of get away from you, it's awful to say, right, sort of to get away from like them cancelling the plans or whatever happened, is basically they get some serious karma and a big taste of their medicine when they do that. Okay, like, they are going to regret whatever they do so badly that I really believe that they will come crawling. Okay, I know that sounds really chaotic and very crazy and very strange, but they will come crawling. And you will be shocked. They are going to get deceived so hard, okay, that the way in which they have deceived you will seem so minimal for you. I know, but you know, it's big for you. I don't want to emotionally invalidate you, but in comparison to what they've done to you, something bigger gets done onto them, if that makes sense. So, you know, they get a really bitter taste of medicine, and the Queen of Swords shows someone, you know, doing something really not nice to them, basically, and that makes them learn their big, big lesson. It makes them reflect. It makes them understand they have to be mutual. They have to be mature. Your gut feeling is right, but right now is a time to nurture yourself, love yourself, okay? This is the most important time for you, okay? But the interesting thing is, like, all is not as it seems, right? You think like, oh, you know, your gut is right and they're doing all these other things. But actually, they get a big dose of karma and a big, big, big sort of like lesson from the universe. So we've got the King of Wands as well. And the King of Wands really does represent a very, very powerful energy, which is really resembling the fact that the King of Wands represents you have the ball in your court. There is power on your side. You may feel very powerless, but that's not the truth. That's not the way it is. You have so much more power than you realize. And I think you should definitely know that. And things are only going to get better for you. You are only going to get stronger, happier. Things are only going to move further and further in the right direction. There is going to be so much more peace in your life, and you will be shocked when it happens. You will be truly, I think, surprised for sure when this all takes place, basically. But wow, okay, so if this resonates with you, comment down below. My gut feeling is right. Let this person learn the lessons that they have. Let them do what they have to do, okay? They will come to you, as we see with the Chariot, with real empathy, sorrow, sadness, and an apology, okay? They will come to you. But right now, living through their story and like feeling like you have to understand everything they do, in the sense of like, you know, constantly looking at their social media or trying to figure out what they're doing all the time and where they are, is just going to hurt you emotionally more. Let them come to you when they come to you. And that's the most important thing. And if you don't want them to come to you, then you can always say, whatever you want to say, you know. But this is your reading. If this resonates with you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Check out the description box below for information on private services, readings, items, rituals. I also have TikTok and Instagram. Everything is on shopmoonlightguidance.com and linked down below. There's TikTok and Instagram. Like I said, I post short readings on there. Moonlight.guidance on Instagram, Moonlight Guidance on TikTok, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.